Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again to my YouTube channel. And today we are going to have actually a political conversation about what you have been talking about William Samoei Ruto in my YouTube, because I have been having content about William Samoei Ruto, and I have been posting them in my YouTube. And most of you have been actually giving comments, and actually that's what I want to address about. And like there's one video which I actually talked about William Samoei Ruto being a true Pan-Africanist, and most of you were objecting to that, because some of you were saying that William Samoei Ruto is a person who is speaking with what we call double standard. And some of you were saying that William Samoei Ruto is actually pretending to be a true Pan-Africanist. Also, we had people who believe that William Samoei Ruto is actually a person who is trying to promote the ideas and the ideals of the Western world, that he is a puppet of the Western world. So that's actually what I am going to react about today. But before we do that, I could request you kindly to take a minute or two and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give this video a like, share the video to your friends, and if your friends are lovers of politics, then it is good to actually request them for us so that they can subscribe to this YouTube channel. And whenever you subscribe to our YouTube channel, I could request you kindly that always remember to hit the notification bell, because once you hit the notification bell, then automatically you give YouTube an okay, so that it can notify you whenever we come up with any political content. And for those ones actually who have subscribed to this YouTube channel, I will not tire to tell you that thank you so much. May God bless you abundantly, because actually you always give us the inspiration to continue coming up with this kind of political content. Now, let us go back to the topic of the day about the way you have been giving your comments. Some of you have been saying that William Samoei Ruto is a true Pan-Africanist. And for those ones who believe that William Samoei Ruto is a true Pan-Africanist, you have actually been saying that William is a true Pan-Africanist because of the following. One, because William Samoei Ruto is championing for Africa to open its borders, so that if you are an African, you can be able to move from one point of Africa to the other point. Secondly, William Samoei Ruto has been advocating for Africa to have one currency. And also, William Samoei Ruto has been encouraging countries within the borders of Africa as a continent, so that they can use their local currency whenever they are doing trade, intertrade between Africa. And also, William Samoei Ruto is championing for Africa to unite, so that we can have one big political state within Africa, so that we can have the voice in the international community. So that's why, for those ones who have been saying that William Samoei Ruto is a true Pan-Africanist, that is why you have been saying that, because of those issues that William Samoei Ruto has been dealing with. And also there are some who believe that William Samoei Ruto is a person who is there to bring forward the agenda of the Western world and also to defend the Western world. And those people who have been saying that, they have been saying that one of the things which makes them to believe that that is the case is because William Samuel Ruto makes very many trips to the Western world, more so to Britain and the United States of America, and he is able to mingle well with the Western world than other parts of the world. And sometimes people say that whenever you hear the Western world praising any leader in Africa, it means that leader is their puppet. So for those people who have been believing that William Samuel Ruto is a person who is protecting the interest of the West, that's why you believe that he is not a Pan-Africanist, but he is a person who is protecting the interest of the Western world. But for me, I have been saying now and again, because of the reasons which I have, that William Samuel Ruto is a true Pan-Africanist. Because if William Samuel Ruto is not a true Pan-Africanist, then he cannot talk about Africa uniting. Because remember, the boundaries which were put there, they were put by the colonial masters so that they can manage us, so that we cannot grow our economy. Because by segmenting Africa, it means now you are going to be dealing with Africa the way you want. And that is what the West always wanted. But William Samuel Ruto is saying, hey, enough is enough. Let us unite and have one big country called Africa. And let us remove the boundaries that our colonial master had put. Also remember, our colonial masters came with something which we call a visa. And you will find that in Africa, for you to move from one country to the other, you need that visa. And without that visa, that means you cannot trade with another country. And William Samuel Ruto is saying, let us remove that because it is hindering our common growth in Africa as a continent. And therefore, if William Samuel Ruto was actually a person who is actually promoting the interests of the West, he could have not done that. Remember also, William Samuel Ruto is championing the interest of Africa to the world. Remember, he has said that we need to have permanent membership in the UN. And if he was championing for Africa, he could have not said that. He could have said, let us remain the way we are. Because the West have always used UN for their interest. But now, William Samuel Ruto is saying that we must share the same table. And that's why he's actually is calling the world that Africa should have permanent membership in the UN. And also, remember, William Samuel Ruto is talking about de-dollarization. That means he's telling people of Africa that we don't need a dollar for us to trade within ourselves. We need to use our local currency for us to trade. And we can also even come up with a common currency in Africa. And that actually will help Africa to spur its economical growth. And I think if it was the Western puppet, then that could have not happened. And a person who is actually able to talk about de-dollarization, that means that person is not a puppet of the West. Because if he was to be the puppet of the West, he could not actually utter that word about de-dollarization. Because the Western world has actually made their economy because of the dependency of the dollar. That whenever you want to trade with any country in the world, you need to change your currency to a dollar for you to trade. So for me, I can say that William Samuel Ruto can actually not be a puppet of the West because of the reasons I have given above. And also remember, it's William Samoei Ruto who is saying that we need to do the restructuring of the World Bank, the IMF. And remember, those are world financial bodies which aid in monetary, giving us what we call the currency. Whenever you need to do development in your country, that is where you go to have actually a loan for you to do any kind of development activity you have. And William Samoei Ruto has come out and say we need to reform those bodies, so that if any person from any country from Africa goes to the IMF or World Bank, he is able to get a loan with the same interest. A person from Europe goes to that and to get a loan to do development, because currently Africa is actually paying exorbitant interest. Whenever you go to get a loan from World Bank or IMF, that loan is actually charged a bigger interest than those countries from the West. Whenever they go to IMF, whenever they go to World Bank to get development loans, they always get those loans very cheap. But William Samoei Ruto is saying enough is enough. We need to restructure World Bank and IMF. So if William Samoei Ruto was a puppet of the West, he could have not done that. He could have kept quiet for Africa to continue suffering. I don't know what's your take after explaining all this. Do you believe that William Samoei Ruto is a true Pan-Africanist, or he is not? Please drop again your comment in the comment section below. And if this is your first time to pump into this YouTube channel, I could request you kindly to take a minute or two and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give this video a like, share the video to your friends, and if your friends are lovers of politics, then it's good to request them for us to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And whenever you subscribe to our YouTube channel, always remember to smash the bell button, because by smashing the bell button, you give YouTube an okay to notify you whenever we come up with any political content into YouTube. And also, for those ones who have actually subscribed to our YouTube channel, I must always say thank you, because you are the ones who are giving us the inspiration to continue coming up with this kind of content. And with that, I say thank you. May God bless you abundantly until we meet in our next political conversation. And with that, thank you. May God bless you.